Hey guys, it's Corone here. Today I'm going to bring you a ranging farming guide for QBD. This is intended for new players to QBD, and it's intended to get people to farming it. If you are looking for tuning your real crossbow, stick around. I won't specifically have a tutorial for that, but you need to cover 3 phases of the fight, and you need to know about the 4th phase to be able to do that anyway. So on screen I've had the requirements and the recommendations gear wise. On screen right now you might want to pause this. This is the order in which the fight goes. The artifacts are when you're facing the QBD herself. The abilities with numbers next to them I will cover, because I'm going to cover each ability in detail and how you're going to deal with these. The first ability I'm going to cover are the flame walls, which are in every single wave. So in phase 1 you only get 1 flame wall. In phase 2 you get 2, and in phases 3 and 4 you get 3. And often in chat you'll see the Queen Dragon takes a huge breath to indicate she's about to use it. Now, to deal with these, there's always a gap. You can find and run to the gap. Sometimes this is a bit too far away and you don't want to take DPS off the boss. Other times you can just run straight through it as it comes near to take only 1 hit of damage rather than 2 or 3 that you would otherwise. And you've got to be careful with this ability when you're hitting the artifacts. You want to make sure the QBD does not hit 0 health whilst there's flame walls that are going to obstruct you, otherwise you're going to take a heap of damage. So those can be quite a pain at times if you time it wrong. Now, the most important mechanic to avoid in this fight are the souls. Now, when she summons souls, in phase 2 she'll summon one to the left of you, in phase 3 either side, and in phase 4 to each of your diagonals. Now, if you're not standing in the center of the platform, they can spawn randomly. You don't want that. So make sure you're standing central to the platform. Now, when they spawn, they'll spawn a gas cloud as well, which will spawn on top of you after a lag period. Now, this will pursue you for a long time and it will do a massive amount of damage. You can kite it, but it's best to get it to hit one of the other souls, because it will only disappear after a long period of time, whether it hits another soul or whether it hits one of the grot worms. So depending on the phase, you need to make sure that as many hit souls as possible. If a soul dies, then the character clouds stop. Now, because of this, you will want to pay a lot of attention in particularly phase 4, because there's 4 of them, and if you're hit by all 4, there's very good chance that you're going to just straight up die from it. They do a lot of damage. So what you want to do is you want to kite it through other enemies if possible, and if possible straight away when they spawn, like I'm doing on screen. But I actually failed, so I'm still being chased by some. So don't get hit by those. Kill the souls in phase 2 and phase 3, because you don't want QBD to be leeching off them, which is the next ability. Now, the soul leech is basically when she kills her souls and heals from them. She heals quite a bit. You can out DPS it sometimes, but really there's no way of dealing with this. Just stay on the boss if she starts using it. But this is the reason why you kill the souls in phase 2 and 3. Although you leave them in phase 4 because you can DPS the boss quicker. However, there is one more ability to do with the souls, and this is Time Stop, which is a rather nasty ability. With Time Stop, one of the souls will start channeling something in one of the corners, and you have a period of time to kill him. If you kill him before it comes off, you don't get time locked. But if you do, the QBD will still keep attacking you. You won't take damage, but when the time lock runs out, you will take all of that damage at once. So often it will almost outright kill you if she's hitting you hard. Or if she's using a flame, it will definitely outright kill you. It also freezes you, you can't move, can't avoid anything. So, in Phase 4, if it only happens in Phase 4, the time stop, if you think you can down QBD before that cast comes off, then go for it. Keep DPSing QBD down, ignore the soul. But if you don't think you can, then you will have to kill the soul. Of course, it wouldn't be a dragon boss fight if there wasn't some extreme dragon fire. So this ability only happens in Phase 4, and it is what you need to craft the raw crossbow. You have to brandish it in the middle without full anti-fire protection, so just a standard anti-fire potion will still work, but a super and a DFS won't. So you'll always take damage from this ability. You just have to stand on the outside of the platform. Don't stand in the middle. If you don't have your super anti-fire on, you will probably die to this, because if you forget to do that, it will do so much damage to you. This will also be what kills you if you get time stopped. And the final ability is one that you can't really do much to deal with. It's when she does her colour change. She either changes to crystal or hardened. If she's crystal, then she takes increased damage from melee and ranged, but reduced from magic, and vice versa for her other form. There's no real way of dealing with this, but make use of the crystal form if you're using ranged. That's when you should be using some thresholds and ultimates. Now, for the rest of the video, I'm gonna sort of just cover the general strategy and talk you through a few of the kills that I've done. So the general strategy is you've got these 4 artifacts. Each phase you have to get QBD down low enough so that one of the artifacts becomes available. You click the artifact. If you take too long clicking the artifact, you'll start spawning grot worms infinitely. So you want to hit these as quick as possible. If you're ranging, you want to stand near the center of the platform because you can take damage near the back randomly. That's basically, if you go in the pool, you take damage. If you go too close, you'll start taking melee damage, and you don't want to do that if you're ranged. So I always use protect from range because I find that slows down the amount of damage much more than soul split can regain it. So I find that more useful when I'm using ranged because she can hit pretty hard. Defense isn't going to help you here. Her attacks seem to always hit. The only defense that's going to help you is against souls and grot worms. So I've started the fight. Phase 1 is very straightforward. It's basically tank spank. If she uses the firewall, which is the only thing she can use, then obviously deal with it. Then I hit the middle crystal straight away, because that's always the first one. They always go in the same order. So she's about to use her firewall, and I'm going to go forward to avoid, well, not go forward. There we are. So I failed that the first time, but I only took 2 ticks and I managed to not take a single tick on the second one. Now she's spawning a soul. With that lag phase, I waited until it spawned the gas cloud and then got through it, causing the gas cloud to hit itself. I then kill the soul. I should know I don't kill the grot worms because they don't do too much damage to me, and it would take too long. If you keep coming off the boss is never gonna die if you have to keep killing all the ads. So pretty standard phase 3. Not really seen much in the way of abilities. So the next artifact is the one on the right. And then phase 4 is when it gets difficult, because there's a lot of stuff that can happen and go wrong in phase 4. All of them are to do with the souls. So she's using firewalls. It's not a big problem. At this point I can tank the firewalls without moving. I get rather lucky there with the second one. And I'll move through the last one. And normally I move back to make sure I'm not in melee range, just to ensure that I don't get hit with a melee attack. Because obviously melee damage is more than range damage if you're using range gear. So we've that's one kill. That's like a very, very smooth kill. Nothing going wrong. Almost no need to eat in that kill. Also, when you loot this boss, you can actually just bank all your loot straight up there. There's an option to bank the entire loot cache. So let's actually cover another kill. So you can right click to quickly get into the boss fight. Otherwise you have to go through this interface, which really doesn't matter because it's a solo boss anyway. So you get quite a few seconds to ready up before she becomes active. Make sure you've got your anti-fires, make sure you've got your protect from range, make sure you've got enough prayer points for the fight. Normally it takes me around 250 to 300 prayer points for a fight. So pretty standard phase 1. Nothing really going on. She's got a ton of abilities, but she only uses one at a time. So you don't ever really get overloaded with abilities until phase 4. Phase 4 can be really hectic. So here's a firewall. I managed to avoid that one. And I get lucky at the second one. If there was a gap right next to me, I would walk to that rather than just go through it. But if the gap is too far, I don't want to take my DPS off the boss. So grot worm spawned because I was a bit slow on that one. She's using her crystal carapace, which is why I use my threshold straight away. And I actually got completely confused when I did this kill because I didn't realise she had dropped to no health that quickly. Like literally one threshold was enough to drop her the entire way. I did not expect that, even with the crystal phase. So there's a lot of grot worms. You still don't want to kill them. And wow, that was a very quick kill. Like there are no mechanics in that at all. I'd avoid one flame wall, and that was it. But it's not as difficult as it seems. The thing that makes it difficult is when the souls spawn in phase 4. So you want to be careful of those. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope this helped you. If you're still confused by anything with this boss or still need help, let me know in the comments or PM me in game. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.